This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Last video today, we keeping the foot on the what? On the next. We keeping the foot on the what? On the next. Now let's get on to it, man. LeBron James and the NBA. I talked about this yesterday on the live stream. So hear me and hear me. Well, let's get on to it. This is the stuff that I was talking about. Classic Dose and Trogo guys. Rudy Poo and Pum Pum Brain. Ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Why are they sitting here propagating behind LBJ? Why does this season need to happen? Look at how many people have contracted coronavirus. I see a bunch of brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads saying, are the players dying? Doesn't matter if they're dying, you brain full of mush and you brainwash dodo head. Let me say it again. I see a bunch of brain full of mush and brainwashed followers saying, are the players dying? They're contracting it. It's an airborne virus. That means it's something that can multiply. The rule of multiplicity, right? You have Coach Malcolm Malone contracted. You got Alex Lenz contracted. Kevin Durant contracted. Rudy Gobert contracted. Can I keep going on? Brogdon contracted. Nikola Jokic contracted. Buddy Hield contracted. You see how this list keeps going on and on and on, and they think that more players are not going to contract it? Are they not listening to Damian Lillard, who had legitimate concerns that said, hold up, we're going to be playing where? Let me say it again. Hold up, we're going to be playing where? In Orlando? Florida right now is one of the cesspools of COVID-19. Let me say it again. Florida right now is one of the cesspools for COVID-19. And that's where you guys are going to play? This right here is what I call modern day plantation. Let me say it again. Modern day plantation. These NBA board of governors, these NBA owners are showcasing to you how they care about these Negroes. 80% of the NBA is governed by black players. Shouldn't black lives matter? Shouldn't these NBA players' lives matter? Do they care about the NBA players and their well-being? No, they care about the bottom line. Let me say it again. They care about the bottom line. They want LeBron to win. Because to them, 3 for 9 is not bad enough. They want 4 for 10. As if 4 for 10 is even better. So it took you 10 tries to get 4 titles just to bring your ass up to 40%? Whew. That's sad. Let me say it again. So it takes you 10 tries to get 4 titles. So 4 out of 10, 40%. It took you 10 times to get to 40%. This is what they're doing. They're trying to get LeBron James out of the slump. What are you classic Dolce and you Trogo guys? You Rudy Poo, you Plum Plum Brains. You ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric don't get. How many times does Hino's Sport a la Yoda have to proselytize your ass into seeing the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and cutthroat true kind of fashion? Shout outs to my boy Lewis Sports Network. We had a great live stream yesterday. It was animated as hell, and we brought it. I came in and keep the foot on the what? On the next. I came in and keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And he came in NBA encyclopedia fashion, and we tore that motherfucker up. But we told a lot of cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat true telling fashions. What was the truth that we told? Why is the NBA not waiting until October? We both came to that same conclusion. Because October is when you start again. So if you restart this NBA season, you're competing with football. You're not going to win that battle. If you are smart, Adam Silver, like you're projecting, you're not going to beat the best pastime sport. You can't compete with baseball because around that time the World Series is going on. You dodo head. You brain full of mush and you brainwash follower. You're going to try to have the NBA Finals during the time that the World Series is going to kick up. That's competition. Why not wait until October and say this season is a wash? What's done is already done. Give your time plan and execution to come up with strategy so that you can have a prepared emergency preparedness plan. Let me say it again. You can have an effective emergency preparedness plan on how players are going to govern themselves through COVID-19, through BLM movement. What they're basically saying is they don't give a shit about the product, i.e. the players. Let me say it again. They don't give a shit about the product that's on the floor, i.e. the players. They just want them to go out there and slave like the new plantation that they are so that they can make dollars off of their ass. Let me say it again. They want them to go out there and slave like the new plantation that they are so they can make dollars off of their ass. This is the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat true telling fashion. He knows the sport always has to keep the foot on the what? On the X. He knows the sport always has to keep the foot on the what? On the X. Because if I don't do that, you guys are not going to see the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth-telling fashion. This is not about the NBA wanting to do this because it's their way of showcasing that they support BLM movement. It's their way of showcasing that they are helping the players during COVID. If anything, they're counterproductive. These are adults. They are going to go inside and outside of the facility, and they're going to be bringing their family members with them. So not only is the NBA saying, we do not care about NBA players, we also don't care about their family members. What kind of picture is that sending out to the world? That the NBA cares so much about money and their bottom line that they're like, fuck the bullshit. We're going to have you guys go out there and play, and we don't care how it looks. Call the season off. It's a wash. LeBron James needs to win that bad. He needs that much of a least path of a resistance. Let me say it again. LeBron James needs to win that bad. He needs that much of a least path of resistance so that he can grow to 40%, 4 out of 10 NBA Finals average. That's still abysmal. That's still 10% away from the upper echelon of NBA pantheon of greatness, which is 50% or higher. This is what they're trying to do. But you got a bunch of these LBJ Riders media, LBJ Brigade, LBJ apologists, and LBJ stands that's telling you, yeah, let the season happen. You know why they're always saying this? Because they want LeBron to win. They want LeBron to win. And LeBron been using the 27th law of power to basically be a loud, silent speaker. Shout out to Lewis Sports Network. I like that terminology. So I'm going to piggyback that one. A loud, silent speaker. That's what LeBron is. He has his goons going out there. Kendrick Perkins. We either they murked his ass yesterday. Now you want to sit here and come back and retract. Higgity fucking hush. You want to play LeBron James against players in their most sloppy variation and their most sloppy form. You don't want to compete. There's no Kevin Durant there. Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard and all these guys are not going to be there. Kyrie Irving's not going to be there. So what is this tournament going to look like? And do you guys know that Brogdon said that he's going to join the team in Orlando? Yet he tested positive for COVID. Do you understand it's an airborne virus? Do you understand that he can go ahead and get other players contracted on it? See, this is what the NBA is not talking about. How many more players have to get contracted before they realize that their product is taking a nosedive? Let me say it again. How many more players have to get contracted before they realize that their product is taking a nosedive? If you guys have any sense, any brains, how can you sit there and galvanize behind an NBA that's not going to have a fan base experience? What is the NBA without a real fanship experience? A bunch of empty ass seats, but guys playing in a tournament. Who gains out of that? Does the fan gain out of it? Do you gain out of it? The consumer? No. So why support that? The logical thing to do is boycott it. Because if the NBA can't respect COVID-19, they can't respect BLM, boycott that motherfucker. Then they'll get the fucking message. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. You can't get behind this bullshit, man. All so that LeBron James can be 4 out of 10. Newsflash, LeBron. That still is an abysmal 40%. That puts you nowhere near the upper echelon of pantheon of greatness, even if you were to excel. You know what would have been the funny part about this? The NBA do all of this fuck shit to try to get LeBron to win a title, and he ends up losing. Let me say it again. The NBA does all this fuck shit to try to get LeBron James to win a title, but he ends up losing. Now that would be the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth-telling fashion. That would be karma at its finest. That would be reaping what you sow. Because what you put in is what you get out. And when you do l'occlusion and la nonsense, that's what you get back. Let me say it again. When you do l'occlusion and la nonsense, that's what you get back. The NBA, you're taking a serious risk, and your product will seriously have ramifications and a nosedive if you don't listen to the people, if you don't listen to the players, and care about their wealth and health and their well-being. That's the cold-hearted, the unadulterated, and the cutthroat truth-telling fashion. This is Hino's Sport. Checking out.